Hey guys, Dr. Brown here, and tonight we have an integration problem, and basically we're just trying to practice using the tools. And what tools are those? Well, we've got 1+x sub, Trig Sub, integration by parts, partial fractions, power reduction, long division, and completing the square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tools that typically I use to solve problems and integration problems. So let's take a look at this problem. We have the integral of 1 over the square root x times 1 plus x dx. I like to start with 1+ sub a lot, so let's try that. Let's pick something here. I'm going to let u, let's see, can you see that? Okay, so u equals square root x. And that's x to the 1/2, right? So du then is, bring the 1/2 down, x to the 1/2 minus 1, so it's 1/2 minus 2 over 2, so it gives me minus 1/2. That's the derivative of the outside function. So that's my outside function. What's my inside? Now I have to take the derivative of x. This is a chain rule from Calc 1, remember? Okay, so that equals 1 over 2 square root x times dx. So that's du. Well, I don't want to know what du is. I want to know what dx is because I need to replace it. I need to go into the u world. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 square root x. So 2 square root x du equals, and that would cancel here, equals dx. Well, square root of x is u, because I'm headed to the u world here. So I've got to replace that square root x with u. 2u du equals dx. Okay, now let's fill in the blanks here. We have dx is what? 2u du divided by what? Square root x. Well, that's u. And then 1 plus x. Well, if u equals x to the 1/2, if I were to square both sides, you know the rule, a to the m raised to the n is a to the m times n. So 1/2 times 2, so 2 times 1/2 is 1. So u squared equals x to the first power, or just x. Okay, so I have in this case 1 plus u squared. Alright, so 2u du divided by u times 1 plus u squared. U's cancel. I'm going to pull the 2 outside. So I have du over 1 plus u squared. Now, as you work problem after problem after problem, you'll start looking at this and you'll say, hey, that looks like tangent squared, 1 plus u squared. So I've got a tangent situation going on here. So let a squared equal 1, which means a equals 1. Well, then let u equal a tangent theta. Du then is a derivative of tangent. Well, it's a constant multiple rule here when you look at derivatives, again, from your Calculus 1. So to bring the a over, and then derivative of tangent is secant squared theta. Now the derivative of theta would be d theta. Again, chain rule. Okay, so what do we do here? With 2 times, I'll write it here. That's 2 times the integral of du, which now is a secant squared theta d theta, divided by 1, which was a squared, plus u, which is a tangent theta, so u squared then is a squared tangent square theta. So a squared tangent squared theta. Okay. So now let me go move down here. We've got 2 times the integral a secant squared theta d theta divided by, and I'm going to factor out the a squared times 1 plus tangent squared theta. Whoa, what is 1 plus tangent squared? Secant squared, which was my goal here, see? Oh, and by the way, we're using Trig Sub. That's now the second tool. We started that here. All right, so a is 1, a squared is 1, that cancels, so I end up with 2 times the integral of secant squared divided by secant squared, that's 1, 2 times the integral of d theta, which is 2 theta. The integral of d theta is theta. Now you may be thinking, what to do now? Hey, well look at this. If u equals a tangent theta, if I divide both sides by a, u over a equals tangent theta. So draw my triangle. Put theta in the corner here. So opposite over adjacent, right? Opposite over adjacent. A equals 1, u equals what? Square root of x. So 2 times theta, and theta then would be tangent inverse of u over a, which is square root of x over 1 plus c. And that, my friend, would be the answer to that integral. Again, what tools did we use? We used a u sub to get to this point, then recognized this looked like a trig identity, which you need to memorize those. So we swapped over from the u world into the theta world with the trig identity. Once we integrated with that, we ended up with 2 theta. Now we went back to the x world, which is where we started. Okay? Why are we doing this? Hey, we're trying to practice. We're trying to build a better tomorrow and do that through math. Okay? Keep studying, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.